Hey Changemakers, Jay here. Welcome back to another episode of Changemaker Bites. We're so excited to bring the series back to you. And on the first episode coming right back, we have no other than Philip Mckernan in the house. He is known around the world as not just a great speaker, but a modern day philosopher, a documentary maker, and in my opinion, one of the best truth tellers there is. And this episode is all around don't make it about you, because it is not about you. So Philip, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, just get out, I really, the line that's haunting me right now, and haunting me in a really great way, is stop making this journey about you. Stop making this journey about you. We make so much of it about ourselves. From a parent who says, I'm providing all these opportunities for my kids. Yeah, but why? Because I love them. No. Why are you doing it? Because, I want them to have opportunities. No. Why are you doing it? And when you break it all down, it's because I don't want them to live the life I didn't have. Well, with respect, you're parenting from a very deep, selfish place, irrespective of the rationale, because you think you're helping them. Why don't you want to get on a stage and speak and share your story? Well, I'd be embarrassed. Well, I'm sure you would, but why don't you want to do it? Well, I'm afraid of making a mistake. I'm sure you are, but why aren't you doing it? Because what they're not stopping to contemplate is maybe there's a person in the 5th row or the 20th row, or maybe there's one person that showed up to hear them speak that desperately needs to hear their story, because they can then be validated that actually, you know what, I am human, I am okay, that I'm not broken, that I'm not the only one, I'm not alone. And it's okay to have had mistakes or things done to you in this life, and they don't have to determine the outcome of the rest of your life. So we look at this lens of life and this landscape of life, and this blank canvas, and we look at it, and we have this incredible opportunity to reinvent ourselves every single day, and we block it by looking at it through money and looking at by the stories we've been told and our limiting beliefs and our debilitating beliefs and all the things that block us. And we look at it through the lens of society. Will society see me as a success? Will my parents agree with me? And then we basically bring religion into it, and that creates more complications and so on and so forth. And we don't realize that if we stop making this journey about us, I believe at the core, purpose and passion is tied up into the impact we can make in other people in whatever capacity that is, whether it's through a podcast, opening up a cats and dogs home, just helping somebody, putting your arm around somebody, mentoring somebody, sharing your story, opening your business in a very non-scarce way, and helping other people emulate what you've achieved.
Man, I absolutely just love me some Philip Mckernan. I mean, the truth will set you free. And that is why Philip is literally one of the only people I've asked to come on the show multiple times. He's been on the show twice now, and I always joke with him that it's kind of like our annual checkup, the annual time that I go check in with Philip. Sometimes it's really intimidating because it feels like when we engage with someone like Philip, it feels like he knows us more than we know ourselves. And going back to what he was saying in terms of stop making it about you, I mean, it brings back so many different memories for me. But one thing that really helped me a lot, especially in the beginning of my journey, when I started creating, when I started putting content online, when I started just getting into the field of personal development, and I don't even think I had my podcast up at the time, but I had a friend who shared with me this analogy, and it was called the dog whistle analogy, and I've shared it in talks and previous videos, but I'm just going to share it, kind of paraphrase it really quick for you guys here, which is, there a lot of times when we begin in any marketplace, whether it's health and fitness, whether it's personal development, whatever niche that you're going into, we think it is hyper crowded. We believe the competition is higher than it's ever been. We believe that it is a lot of noise in the world. In fact, there is a lot of noise in the world. But just like the dog whistle, right? Sometimes when you blow the dog whistle, like you don't hear the dog whistle at all. But the dog can hear it, and when it hears it, it runs back to you. It's able to follow your command. And that's kind of how I think about my messaging, right? Which is, even though that it is entering into a crowded arena, I know that there are some people that, even though they've heard Tony Robbins talk about it, they've heard Brendon Burchard talk about it, they've heard the best gurus talk about personal development, they are waiting for someone like me to show up in their lives with my perspective, with my story, with the way that I engage with the content. And maybe half the time, it's the part of the reason that you guys watch this channel or you guys listen to this podcast, which is because you guys resonate with one part of me, or you guys maybe have a similar story. Maybe you guys had immigrant parents. Maybe you look at certain concepts in a similar fashion, right? And if I was being selfish, if I gave in to my fears, I wouldn't be allowing myself to do the things that I'm showing up to do. So I love that Philip brings this up, because I think so many times we play small. We play in a game that we know how to win because we don't want to do what's uncomfortable. We don't want to go out to the horizons and push ourselves to ultimately make that difference. And it's over the last couple of years, it has been a really interesting journey for me to get to this stage of my podcast and my brand. If you guys have been following me, you probably know what I'm about to say, which is, in the beginning, I had no idea what the messaging was, who I wanted to serve. I just knew that I had this message in me and I wanted to get it out to the world. And I made it all around this theme of legacy over currency, right? We've talked about this legacy over currency, people that are thinking long-term versus short-term. And as I've interviewed hundreds of millionaires and billionaires and New York bestsellers, I've come to realize that the best of the best, they don't actually care as much about legacy. They don't care about the statue or how much money they make. They really are looking to make that difference in people's lives. And I came to realize that it's not about changing the world. It is about being the most effective version of yourself in the moments in life that actually matter the most. And if you could do that, you have a chance of impacting those closest to you. You can change their world. And it's a little bit of a nuance, but that, for me, total game changer, totally shifted it. So that is how I guess I perceive not making it about you. Whether you want to get rich, whether you're scared, or whether you want to get on stage, whether you want to share your story, stop making it about you. It's not about you. Look at the people in your lives, make it about them. Do it for them. Do it for your family. Do it for your loved ones. Do it for your inner circle. And foremost, do it so that you can make an impact for people that have no idea who you are and don't know what you're all about. Maybe they'll watch this video, maybe they'll listen to your podcast, maybe they'll read your blog, whatever it is, and you'll be able to shift them. And that's ultimately how we are changing the world. Whew! Mic drop moments, right? So I do have a question of the day for you guys. The question of the day is, are you making it about you, or are you making it about your community? I'd love to hear it in the comments section down below. Let's get some conversation going on this channel, on JayWongTV. I really have a lot of love and gratitude for all of you guys that are watching, that are listening to this. And remember, guys, it's not about changing the world. It's about becoming the most effective version of yourself in the moments in life that matter the most. I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode.